Hello everyone, dear friends and family. Um, Thank you for being here. I wanted to share some news, exciting news for this year. And first of all, I wanted to share with you that our family is having a new member. Yes, we're expecting a baby girl. Her name is Sky, like the Isle of Skye. So we are thrilled with this news and we are very, very happy. Now, second of all, we have other big news, and is that we are gonna be moving to Colombia very soon for different reasons that I'm gonna explain to you in a few minutes. We're gonna be moving on the 1st of June, so it's less than 4 weeks, and I will tell you why. Well, many of you have have been aware that I am on a student visa. Even though I'm married to Callum, I do not have a spouse visa yet. So I came to the UK to study and I have been remaining studying, which means that my legal right to be in the UK relies on my student visa. So I am with the University of St. Andrews, and some of you are aware the fees are quite high. So since Callum and I got married and since I had a baby, obviously Callum has had the heat of most of the burden, and obviously we have had some help from my scholarship, but with the increases in many expenses and different things, it's been very difficult to keep up with our fees. Now the thing is that on the 8th of April there was a new law that came into place for international students, in which in the past, if I would have fallen behind all my fees, I can talk to the university and maybe work out a plan and all of that. But right now the regulations are a bit more firm from the home office, and the thing is that now the universities don't really have control over who, like, when a student is falling behind on their fees, they basically already have knowledge of that, so they can take actions quickly without any help or any doing from the university. When this happened, Callum and I realized, oh wow, if we fall behind, or even though we're heading into the summer with the cafe and the busy season that we predict we were going to be fine with my fees, when the winter hits, which is when we usually tend to get behind for the cafe, because it's obviously in hospitality during the winter, the sales drop. So basically we have to save up during the summer to be able to keep it up on the winter. And on the winter I will be postpartum because our baby girl is born in August. We realized that there's a high risk of being deported. That's a hard word. Of overstaying my visa or getting any notification. Like, we just saw the possibility that if we fall behind, that could happen, and we don't want that risk, especially going into winter as the season drops. On top of this, the war in Iran has been another issue, and is the fact that the flight tickets for the end of the winter, or even we haven't checked for next year, but even for the winter, because we also consider moving before the winter, they just went very expensive, because obviously the fuel prices have gone crazy, and many of the flights have been cancelled, or many airlines are saying that they're gonna be canceling flights. And to be sure, the flights that at least will still remain available with no cancellations, hopefully, will be the first week of June. Also, I'm 24 weeks pregnant, 25 this week. So I won't be fit to fly after the first week of June. So basically, even if we wanted to extend it, it's just too complicated between my postpartum, the birth, and my time to be fit to fly. and the expenses of it, like the flight tickets in November will cost like $7,000, £5,000 ish, while the tickets in June were like less than £1,000 for all of us. So obviously when we are planning this big move, we also needed to think about our savings and what we can do when we go to Colombia, so we couldn't really afford that. So there were different things guiding the decision. Obviously in our spiritual life, we were guided by, we feel that we've been guided by God in taking this decision at this time, even though I felt it was 2 weeks ago because the law came up on the 8th of April. This is something that we have been feeling called to do or invited to do by God since last year for different reasons. But obviously we have responsibilities here, and obviously we have family and we have my studies. So we, even though the quick decision was made in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, this is something that has been sinking into our heads for a little longer, especially, as I said, guided by God in this time. We wouldn't say we were prepared to take this decision so quick, because some of you are aware that I had my scholarship and I had the covenant to go back once I finished my studies. So we were hoping and expecting to go back in 1 or 2 years once I finished my studies, and once we finished our lease with the cafe, because we had a 3 years lease with the cafe. So we were hoping to get that done and then being able to do a smooth transition. So that's why this has taken us by surprise on how quick it was, but also at the same time we've seen the guidance of God in each decision, because He worked on us beforehand. So we are excited. We are very mixed, because we're leaving our country that we love. We're leaving our country, I also think it's my country. And we go with all of, we have our family in our hearts, and that's something that is going to hit us very hard, and family, friends, and everything else that we have here. But we know and we hope that this is for the best. And also, one of the reasons why we made this decision quick is because I am building up debt with the university, which also means that once I get reported to the Home Office, I could be asked to leave the country, and that's not great on those terms for me to return and then try to get a spouse visa or a family route visa whenever the time allows us. So it's not ideal to be building up debt. So that's also the matter of the urgency. That way we can also have all our legal documents as a family in one country, in Colombia, which is way easier for Callum and cheaper than it is for me here. It will take me 5 to 10 years to get another settlement here as Callum's wife, while in Colombia, after 2 years, Callum gets residence. And that's just that's something that it's not possible for me here, no matter which route we do, no matter how much money we spend, which is quite high. There's just not reassurance that I'm gonna be safe in another visa until the government stops like playing around with visas and regulations about family route visa, spouse visa, and everything changes every year. If you're aware of this, if you keep up on how this is, you understand what we're talking about. So we couldn't afford to spend all that money on a visa when we actually don't know that that's gonna be safe, at least for a few years. So the political climate right now doesn't really help. While in Colombia, we have a bit more of a stability. Callum gets his visa. He will be in a tourist visa, and then he will apply immediately when we land in Colombia. He will apply. It takes 1 to 3 months which here takes 1 to 6 months for me. And then he will be on that visa, on a parent visa for 2 years, and then he gets residence like this. It will take me longer here. But anyway, so that's basically the reasons. If you have any questions, please let us know. We do hope we can have a smooth transition. We do hope we can say goodbye properly. So feel free to reach out. Also forgive us if we are a bit hectic right now. I'm talking to my friends and family in the UK. But as you know, this is quick. It's less than 4 weeks. So just reach out, and for those that are not in the UK and you're watching this video, also feel free to reach out, and I'm gonna be posting more updates as we go, and a little bit more of I don't know, like notes and things about living the UK and things that we are gonna highlight. So thank you so much for watching until the end, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your summer. And we will be living in the city of Eternal Spring. That's how it's called, Medellin. And I assume most of you know that I'm from Colombia. That's why we're moving to Colombia. A lady last week asked me, because I told her, and she said, why Colombia? They said, well, I'm from Colombia. So some of you might not know that. But yeah, so we have our family there, and that's where we're going. We're going to the city of Eternal Spring. It's called Medellin. So yeah, well, thank you so much. See you next time.